Good afternoon, this is Ivan Amara. It's coming to 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's like 4 o'clock right now. Yeah, just finished my shift at Google 40, right? Just got back on my bike back home. My bike is fixed, so now I don't have to walk home anymore. With the summer, spring, fall, I can just take the bike. I can bike to Dinty's and I can bike to Google 40. I don't have to walk home anymore, man. I fixed my bike. I told you, me fixing my bike drained all my checkings. I had like $300 something in my checkings, and I blew it all yesterday because the bulk of the money went towards paying for the bike. I also had to pay the government, right? I put $40 towards paying the government, and the bike cost me like $212 to fix the seat, fix my brakes, and fix my screw. $200, man. It's expensive. It was worth it though because now I got my bike fixed. It's fixed now, so I can drive my bike now. I haven't used it since like last year in the fall. Yeah, I was using my younger stepbrother's bike. My younger stepbrother's bike, his tire is flat. He has to get that fixed too. Yeah, when I drove it, the tire went flat, so he has to fix it. I told him, look, man, just fix the bike, and however much it costs you, I'll pay you back because I used your bike, and the tire went flat when I drove it. So it probably cost maybe $80 to replace the wheel, and I'll pay him back, obviously. Yeah, the tire cost like $80 to replace the tire. Yeah. Are you tired of it? Yes, I am. But because I biked home, my body's not as tired, obviously. But when I finished my break, I finished my shift. I sat down for like 5 minutes. I drank a drink, looking over my phone. And as soon as I got out, my body was done. But because I had my bike, I didn't have to walk, which helps, man. It helps having an e-bike, right? Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to keep applying more jobs? Yes, I am. The Shadow Cartier job at the hotel, I'm going to go apply there in person. I'm supposed to go with a guy who works at Coco Fruity. Tomorrow we're going to go biking there, but my resume, I don't have a resume because the printer in the house is not working. So tomorrow I will not be able to go with a guy to drop off there. I told him to apply to the restaurant too as a line guy. They pay more there than the Coco Fruity, and he applied. But he told me, Ivan, it's better to apply in person than to apply online. Yes, it is. It is true. It's better to apply in person than to apply online. Chances of you apply online, you have a less of a chance of getting a job, obviously, than if you apply in person, right? Yeah. Yeah. Was today busy, Ivan? Today was not that busy for a Friday, but closing was still a lot of work. Closing today was not that bad in the dish pit, but because I had to mop and take all the garbage, it took me like an hour and 40 minutes to close again. I ended my lunch break at about 2 o'clock. I ended at 3:40, so it took me like an hour and 45 minutes to close. Yeah. That's why I'm looking for another job. Because I don't like working over 40, man. People there are lazy. You know. Like the boss's brother, I don't mean to be rude. Like every time today I was on lunch break, and then the order came in for the fruits, and he couldn't even do the order. Like he waits for me to finish my break, and then he has me do the order. When you can easily do it yourself, you're just lazy. And today he could have taken out the garbage if he wanted to, but he didn't. He just left. He helps me out sometimes with the garbage and all that stuff and the order, but like yeah, he will go before we take advantage of me, man. That's what I don't like about Whole Food. They make me do all the dirty work. Now, Ivan has to do the order. Ivan has to mop. Sometimes the other guy mops, right? Ivan has to take all the garbage. It's crazy, girl. I am gonna apply in person to the Shadow Cartier Hotel. I'm gonna go. I'll bike there when they print my resume. I'm gonna bike there. I'm gonna drop off my resume at Shadow Cartier. Yeah, I'm applying for the dishwashing position here at the restaurant. You're looking for full-time hours, Ivan? Yeah, full-time, 5 days a week. Yeah. And whenever you apply to a job, guys, always say you can work weekends. If you say you can't work weekends, chances are they're not going to hire you. Because weekends at restaurants is when it's really busy. That's when they really need you. That's why always be flexible with your shifts. Don't do Monday to Friday. Chances are that you won't get the job. Yeah, I can work weekends, but I want at least 2 days off, obviously. Yeah. Hence why the gays don't touch my money, man. You have me work blood, sweat, and tears for peanuts while you're making your choice. These blades off the books for me, BJ, it's not for you. Zane's brand's mine. Zane's is mine, man. It's not yours. So there you go. It's my brand, my rights, not yours. Some sound? Ivan, do you think you'll make more than 20 off your book? Probably not, but I will not be shocked if I do, right? I might perhaps make even 30, 40, 50 billion off the book, perhaps. I don't know. It just depends how much people will buy it. Everyone in the world's connected to my mind. If the whole world buys it out, me and Meej are going to make like our 100 billion off the book, man. And if I do make that, which I highly doubt it because the other people don't speak English, I'll make Xanus for $3 billion. Yeah, $1 billion per volume. And you put like 600 million to invest for Peter or Mel for their movie. But chances are I'm going to make my 10, 12, 14, 20 billion off the book. I put 2.1 billion, 2.2 billion towards the movie. Because I don't know how much you made off your book, by the way. I made like $12.5 million. You made $12.5 million with a B? I'm like, yeah. She's like, holy shit, that's a lot of money, Ivan. Are you going to share that with me? I'm like, yeah, I will. Relax and I'll share with you. Are you going to share that with me too? Yeah, I'll share with you, Ivan. Yes, VJ. You got to share with me too. That's how it works. Some sound. Highly unlikely I make 30, 40, 50 billion off the book, 100 billion, because the majority of the world do not speak English. My book is written in English, which means the foreign world can't read it, and so they're not going to buy it. Why would you buy a book you can't read? It's the English-speaking world mainly. That's the main buzz. Europe and North America, Australia, New Zealand, New Zealand, those places. Some sound? That's why I make like my 10, 11 or 12 or 14, 50 million off the book, 20 million off the book. I make 12.5, yeah. That's why the gays don't touch my money, man. The trillions in the world is yours. These billions off the things books mine. I don't know, the $12.5 million off the books for me, BJ, it's not for you. You're just a greedy pigment. You want to steal my money when you're making all those trillions. Yeah, because we're the gatekeepers. We're used to controlling everything in the world. Yes, but you don't deserve to control my money. You're not God. You didn't create this place, and you don't deserve to control my money. Me and BJ are the true heirs, not you, man. We're true royalty. You guys are royalty too, but you're not like the true heirs like me and BJ. As the gatekeepers, the families are the royal family, obviously. They're acting like regular people, but they're the royal families. The most powerful, respected families in the world are the gatekeepers. Yeah, that's why me and BJ were born into the royal families, because we're God. The two heirs from the heavens are born into the royal families in the world, the most powerful families in the world. They were supposed to open the door for us and raise us, but they left her and everything over it, and you knew by doing this, like, peace out. There you go. Some sound? Yeah. Yeah. So if you make 12, yeah. If I make 10, if I make 10 billion, if I make 10 billion off the book, I'll put 500 million towards my house. If I make 11, 12, I can put 550. If I make 13, 14, I can put 600. If I make 15, 16, I can put 650. And if I make like my 20, 18, I put like my 700, 750, 800 million towards my house. If I make 20 billion plus, like 25, 30, I'll put a billion towards my house. Obviously, but chances are I might make my 12.5 billion. Me and VJ will put 550 million towards our unheard of Incredibles house. Something fucking unheard of, yeah, a pimped out house, yeah. That's what should be shot. We can dream. We can build that dream, that dream house. Ivan, I know. We build that dream house. Yeah. Build that dream house. Yeah, like Incredibles. That's why she cries to me, because she doesn't want to miss out on that life. Obviously, she's selfish. Obviously, yeah. A lot of these guys, I'm gonna keep fucking them. Ivan's never gonna know, but I want Ivan's billions. I want to be with Ivan. And I want to be featured married to him. I want a piece of his billions. I want to sign that Mega Lounge something for the movie. I want to be a part of that big budget, $2.1 million budget movie, and be the main event with him and train with him. Yeah, she's crazy. That's why VJ is a crazy woman, as I spoke about yesterday, right? She wants her full cake. She's a crazy woman. That's why I ignore her when she cries to me. And she's gonna keep banging guys after that. I can't take her seriously. She's a crazy woman. I'm gonna lose this weight and get my girlfriend out. I don't care what. I don't care what how VJ what VJ if VJ gives me hell, I'm gonna ignore her. Yeah, he doesn't care when I tell her to stop seeing them. Why should I care if she stops? If she tells me to stop seeing them? Because VJ's selfish. She wants her full cake. Yeah, I don't care if you tell me stop seeing the guys. I'm gonna keep seeing them. I like them. Yeah, and I like the chick too. I'm gonna keep seeing her too. There you go. Karma's a bitch, VJ. I'm not gonna listen to you either. There you go. Sidetracking. Yeah. Some Sarah. Yeah. So the Gates know the amount of money you're making off your book is pocket change. Yeah, even if Ivan makes $5 million, that's pocket change to us. But Ivan O'Mara and Victoria Justice with $12.5 million in the bank with the keys to the kingdom is a lot of power. They can make their easy billions. They can't touch our money, but with that money, they can start their own business. Ivan wants to start that film studio, and he can easily fund his own movie with his own cash. Yeah, I can fund Xanus for $2.1 million, $700 million per movie, per volume. Better than Hollywood, yeah, blowing all the water. $400 million towards visual effects, $150 million towards the costumes on weapons machines for the mask, $50 million towards 50 million towards set building, $60 million towards extras, $20 million towards the film IMAX cameras. Yeah, Ivan's got me blowing out of the water. Yeah, Xanus is better than Hollywood. Xanus will blow out of the water. Yeah. He's like, Ivan, you want to start that film studio? I'm like, yes, VJ, let's start the film studio, Xanus Entertainment. And me and VJ, we plan Xanus Entertainment with George. We start a big film studio, better than Hollywood. That's where all the Hollywood actors are going to be sending in the reels desperately. They'd rather work for me than work for us and work in Hollywood, right? I can pay them more money, better perks. Yeah. All the Hollywood actors' agents will be calling me out. I was like, over for business for Xanus. Hello, this guy's name. I might help you. It's crazy, man. Secretaries are getting hundreds of calls. You know, Ivan, we're receiving like a huge volume of calls from the Hollywood agents and managers. They all want to be now in Xanus movie so bad. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Trying their best to get their actors work. Yeah, it's crazy. So Ivan, you don't think you'll make your 50, 100 million? No, because the English speaking world only the English speaking world will buy it, and there's only 1.35 billion English speaking people in the world. This includes first language and second. Most of them are second language or third language who speak English. So chances are it's going to be between the 10 to $20 billion range I make. Or I might make a bit more. I might make maybe 22, 23 billion maybe, but I think it's between 10 to $20 billion I make off the book. Some saying, yeah. As I'd be just curious. How much was drawing your book, by the way? I made $12 million. You made $12 million? I'm like, yeah, holy shit, I mean, that's a lot of money. I know. Shocked. $12.5 million with a B? Are you sure it's not 1.2 million, Ivan? I'm like, no, VJ, it's 12.5. She's like, holy shit. That's a lot of money, Ivan. Are you going to share that with me? I'm like, yeah, I will. Relax. I'll share with you. You have to share it with me too, VJ. That's how it works. I'm sorry. And now I have enough money to pay the Hollywood actors of millions. More than what I'm being hauled because me and VJ are now the bank. We're multi-billionaires. We're the bank. We can fund movies for a lot of cash. And we have enough money to pay the Hollywood actors their rich contracts, especially the A-listers, right? A nice salary, more than what I'm being hauled, and give them a nice piece of the royalties. But I told you, if their agents and managers get greedy and they want more money, I'm going to be strict and say, no, I'm not paying these actors more. This is good enough, man. Ivan, you're fucking greedy, man. Like, you and VJ are making all those billions, you're giving us the peanuts. I'm like, what? Do you really think I'm going to pay Keanu Reeves like $400 million in royalties? You're crazy. He's not worth that. He gets his 125, 135, 130. That's good enough. He signed a $200 million deal. Yeah. So you're saying I'm greedy when I just offered Keanu Reeves a $200 million deal? Yeah, I mean, you know that's a lot of money, Ivan. Like, it's not the kind of money you and VJ are making. Yeah, if you think for 1 second I'm going to overpay Keanu Reeves, sign him to like a $500, $600 million deal, you're crazy. He's not worth that. And he's taking a good chunk of my money. As for the Great Escape, me and VJ might only make our 5 off that. Yeah, so if you give Keanu Reeves $300, $400 million of the film profits, he took a good chunk of your money. And if you give Scarlett Johansson and Affleck like $200 million, they're taking a good chunk of your money and they're ripping you off. As they're not worth that. You get paid for what you're worth as well, man. They're not worth that yet. Some saying, yeah, there's a high chance Ben Affleck's agent for The Great Escape, Robert Downey Jr., Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson, Matt Damon, their agents might push for maybe 150, 200, 250 million, 300 million. For Tom Cruise, they might push for maybe 450 million. Like, you guys are crazy. These guys are not worth that, man. Ivan, he's big. I'm like, look, man, Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves and all them may be big in Hollywood, and my movies are not the main event. I'm not going to overpay them and have them do it, man. So I said, this is my final offer. If you don't like it, you're more than welcome to Hollywood left behind. This is a deal, Ivan. Yeah, give me a good deal. So I'm saying, beware of the greedy agents and managers in Hollywood. They're greedy pigs. They'll accept my deal because they don't make that in Hollywood, yeah. But they're gonna push for more money, the agents, because they're greedy pigs. Eric Rezahaki, my head chefs, might want more. They might want 300. They might want a 660K deal. What about $300,000 salary for the third year and $300K for the fourth year? I'm like, no, guys, you get $200K. You're getting greedy. The only way I'll pay Eric Rezahaki, there's $660,000 deal, like $300K the third year, $300K the fourth year, and $30,000 bonuses if I make more than 20. If I make my 50 billion, 30, 40 billion, I'll gladly pay Eric Rezahaki their $660,000 deal as my head chef. So I can pay the photographers a bit more. Considering I know I'm going to make more off the movie, I can pay Eric Rezahaki their $660,000 deal for Xanus. $300K the third year, $300K the fourth year. $600K is what, like $360,000 after taxes. Obviously. And with their bonuses, they're pulling in about, $400K after taxes are on there. And then for the Great Escape, they're making their $700K Eric Rezahaki. That's only if I make more than 20. If I make like 25, 23, 30 billion, 40 billion, 50 billion, I'll pay Eric Rezahaki more money. $300K instead of $200K. But if I make 20 billion or less, they get their $200K, their $460,000 deal, which is still a lot of money. It's not $660K, but $460K is still a shitload of money. That's a rich contract for a head chef. They're walking away like $250,000, $270,000 in the bank. Yeah. I might make more. If I make more, I'll pay my headshots more, obviously. They got 660K for Xanus, which is like, I don't know, like, that's like what, like 380,000 after taxes, around almost 400K after taxes for Eric Wazaki. And they're even richer, right? But chances are they're going to make their 200K. Their 200K the third year, 200K the fourth year, and then two $30,000 bonuses to Eric Wazaki. And they walk away with like 260, 270K in their bank after taxes. Put a down payment on a beautiful $400,000 house, $500,000 house, get you nice cars, living a great life. You guys are the boss of the kitchen. They'll be the boss over the kitchen, but they're not the boss over me and VJ, right? And it's Haki and Eric and Reza, they can't boss me around anymore. I'm the boss over them now, right? At Coco Fruity, you boss me around, but now I'm the boss over you. I'm the one paying the bills. I'm paying yourself. You have to listen to me. I'm the boss over you. You can't boss me around anymore because me and VJ are the big boss. Ivan, what about the Hollywood actors? Are you going to pay them more money if you make like your 30, 40, 50 billion? No. The Hollywood actors, I'm paying them their millions. They're tens of millions, way more than what I mean. I'm not increasing the amount. That's good enough. They don't make that in Hollywood. Even if I make more off the book, I'm not paying them more. I'm not increasing the amount. I'm not going to have these guys do me some center. Yeah, but Ivan, you're increasing the amount for your head chefs. Yeah, because the head chefs are not signing multi-million-dollar deals like the actors. Like the actors are signing their tens of millions, like worth of a deal, man. And a fat like royalty check. That's why I'm not raising the amount for the actors, the Hollywood actors. I'm not gonna have them do me some time. Yeah. Yeah. Will some Hollywood actors be a bit pissed off? Some of them might be a bit pissed off because they want more money. Some of their agents might be a bit pissed off because they want a bigger chunk of the pie. I'm like, I know, you're greedy, you smell blood in the water, you're not getting more money now. I'm not gonna have these guys dupe me, man. They're not the main show in my movie. Me and VJ are not them. Sometimes, the world is mainly buzzing about the movie because of me and VJ, not them. Yes, they make my movie much better and they're gonna help build more buzz, obviously, because they're big ace actors. But you're pushing it. I'm not gonna overpay these guys and have them dupe me, man. I'm not paying Keanu Reeves $200 million of a royalty check. He's not worth that. He gets 125, 130, 135. And Keanu Reeves like, it's a deal, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't even make his own. Yeah, I only made more for the Matrix, Ivan. Yeah. Keanu Reeves made more money for the Matrix than he is for the Great Escape. Obviously. Well, he signed pretty much the same deal, but because he lives in the States, you have the rates. That's why he made more for the Matrix than my movie, because for the Matrix, Keanu Reeves made his $200 million plus, but in his American money, was he signed his $200 million in the Canadian money, but because he lives in the States, you have the rates. He signed like a $140 million deal, Keanu Reeves, in his American money, which is a fucking massive contract, man. That's more than what he makes in Hall on average, right? Yeah, but because their agents know me and VJ are going to do billions for the movie merchant game, they want a bigger chunk of the pie. Because they know it's billions in net profits, right? Will they try and get a bigger chunk of everything? Yes. The game, the movie, and the merch. They're going to try and get a bigger chunk of all that. Yeah. They know it's in the billions in net profits, right? Yeah. The agents and managers in Hollywood. Yeah, but why aren't you giving the actors a piece of royalties for the game? Because I'm already paying them enough, man. If I give them like, I don't know, 20, 50, 100 million of the game, you're overpaying them and they're ripping you off, man. Because even for the game, the whole world is mainly buzzing about me and VJ, right? For the game. They can't wait to play as me and VJ for the Great Escape and Xanus, and they can't wait to see me in the game more than the actors. They want to see the actors too. That's why I'm paying them a lot of money. They help build more buzz, but I'm not giving them a piece of the game. Because if you do that, Ivan, you're overpaying them and they're ripping you off, man. I'm already paying them enough money they don't even make in Hollywood on average. You don't want to overpay these guys and have them dupe you, some center. Yeah. Like Keanu Reeves' agent might be like, Ivan, like, what about 10 million base for Keanu Reeves and like 50 million of the game profits? I'm like, no, I'm not paying Keanu Reeves that. I'm overpaying him. He's ripped me off. He gets his 10 base, and that's it. He's not getting a piece of the game. I'm not going to overpay you guys and have him do this. I'm sorry. I'm already paying him enough. He signed a $200 million deal. That's good enough. Yeah, even though a $200 million deal is a massive contract, it's not the kind of contract you and VJ signed. Like, you and VJ signed like you're on like your $14 billion deal for the Great Escape, Ivan. Yes, because we're the big boss, man. That's why we're making way more than you guys. But I still pay Keanu Reeves a massive contract. Accept my deal and stop being greedy. You don't like my offer, you're more than welcome to work home and left behind. It's a deal, Ivan. Yeah, you have a good deal. Keanu Reeves, it's a deal, Ivan. I'm just being greedy. That's more than money for me, Ivan. Your company blows hot water. I don't make this in Hollywood. Yeah, I know, Keanu Reeves. My company blows hot water. This guy supposed to blows hot water, yeah. Yeah. What will have crazier buzz, Ivan? Xanus or the Great Escape? Xanus, by far, will have much crazier buzz than the Great Escape, man. But it's my first movie. It's my first movie. It's the greatest story ever told. Biggest budget movie ever. Well, the Great Escape will be made for about the same amount of money. No. Xanus is made for more money. Because even though I'm making the Great Escape for $700 million, half of that budget is salaries. I'm only putting a good like maybe $350 million towards the movie, towards the Great Escape, and the other $60 million, whatever it is salaries. And I'm putting only maybe $150-200 million towards special effects, $180 million towards special effects for the Great Escape. So Xanus is better technology than the Great Escape, but the Great Escape will be the biggest secret agent movie ever made, blowing out James Bond and Mission Impossible out of the water, right? Those movies are made for $250-300 million. I'm making the Great Escape for like $720 million. Yeah, and everything that are devils and demons. That's why Xanus will have crazier buzz than the Great Escape. It's a better story, greatest story ever told, and everything that are devils and demons. And it's also the biggest budget movie ever made. But the Great Escape, because I have bigger A-listers in that movie, the movie will have crazy buzz too, man. You're looking at a lot of buzz for that too, man. Crazy buzz for the Great Escape. With Keanu Reeves, right? Or Tom Cruise, if I choose. Yeah. 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 You know what, guys, man? Go upstairs and get a coffee. I'll be back in a sec. Just get everyone on level. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Plus, guys, for Xanus. Don't hate him, son. Alright, guys, I'm back. There's no coffee, so I brewed tea. So I go like 8, 9, 10 minutes. I'm gonna go upstairs to get my tea. Yeah. There's no coffee. Yeah. Ivan, are you more excited for Xanus than you are the Greatest Hero? Of course, man. Xanus is my fucking... It's based off my book that I wrote, man. My masters that I wrote. It's the greatest story ever told. My stepmother told my book's #1, right? Masterpiece, yeah. As you guys read, right? Yeah, your book is sick. Yeah, the whole book is entertaining like that, man. It's a masterpiece. Yeah. No, Ivan, seriously, man, you lying, man. Did you really write what you showed us? Yes, guys, I'm not lying to you guys. I wrote that, man. I wrote it with no help of my own. And is your whole book really entertaining, Ivan? Yes. All 3 volumes is constant entertainment. It's a masterpiece, my book, man. It's a page turner. A page hook, right? It's a masterpiece. That's why those Xanus stars are lucky, man. They're gonna be part of that amazing story. Everything them devils and demons, you're looking at a masterpiece, yeah. Some Sarah. Yeah. Why, there is biblical symbolism in your Xanus story, yes. Tactius saves the Southerns from the devils, and they get to live with him in his heavenly kingdom, just like Jesus saves all those who believe him from the devil's grasp in hell, and they get to be with him in his heavenly kingdom with the Father and the Holy Spirit. That's the biblical symbolism in Xanus, obviously. Remember that scene? Fate brought us here. I believe we're here to save these people in self-Eritex's grasp. Obviously. And that's how you know Tactius becomes more mature, obviously, because before he didn't really care about the Southerns. Obviously, he had a little bit of sympathy for them. Like, when they marked Cyrus, he felt bad for them. He wanted to help them out, but Sirius told him, Tactius, like, you can't do that. Those 3 wolves can kill you. It's dangerous. Cyrus is gone. We gotta get the hell out of here. As you guys read in What Was Cyrus Awesome More at the beginning of that chapter. Yeah. Yeah. But even though Tactius wants to save all the Southerns, he doesn't save all of them, as a lot of them die in the caverns. Not a spoiler. Obviously, if they have a war, some of the civilians die, obviously. And Tactius tells Cassius, some of these children here will not see my heavenly kingdom. They won't see the north. They won't see Xanus. That's why I wrote a masterpiece. Because I'm like, this is better than the Rings. No, it's better than the Rings. It's a masterpiece, man. My book. Yeah. So Cassius and Tactius knew some of the children wouldn't see the north. Yeah, they knew. They knew the path. Yeah, if what Cornelius and Eli told us is true, and the path is dangerous, and there really are devil bats living in the caverns, some of these children here will not see the north. Some of these Southern people here will not see the north. And he was right. Some of those kids who were excited to see the Northern Kingdom, Heavenly Kingdom, live with Tactius in his Heavenly Kingdom, didn't get that opportunity, obviously. Sad, obviously. That's why my story is so deep and powerful. It's deeper than Lord of the Rings. Peter's Ivan, this is deeper than my Lord of the Rings, and no, because deeper than Lord of the Rings, and Master's my book. But I'm co-writing it with Peter because I'm scared if I give him full power, he's gonna make all these drastic changes, like having Cornelius be a northern blacksmith and Xanus. He might do a thing where Maramis leaves the walls too with Cassius and them. I'm like, Peter, what the fuck are you doing? You're gonna ruin my fucking story, man. Do not make drastic changes to my story, Peter. You're gonna ruin my story. I know I'm doing. I'm like, Peter, I know you have more experience than me, but you didn't write this story. I did. I know what's best for my story. I don't want you making drastic changes. You can ruin my movie. Mel Gibson too. It's mandatory, Mel. We follow the book. I don't want you making drastic changes, Mel Gibson. Like having the ancestors appear in physical form. Don't do that, Mel Gibson. You're gonna ruin my story, Samsara. Yeah. So you really do think Peter will bring up the ancestors? Yeah, he will. Yeah, he's Ivan. I'm thinking something like Gandalf for the ancestors of the North and all that stuff. Ivan, what do you think of the ancestors appearing in the war? Yeah, they appear in physical form. Like, Peter, don't do that. You're going to contradict my plot, and you're going to ruin my story. It's about Tactius and Eratan and Ephesus. It's not about the ancestors, Peter. Do not make drastic changes. You can ruin my story. So I'm going to be very strict with him. Him or Mel Gibson, whoever I choose, right? I get them all torn crowd might tell me, oh, Ivan, we know what we're doing, man. We have experience in the industry. I'm like, I know you guys know what you're doing, but you didn't write my book, man. I know what's best for my book more than you guys. I wrote the fucking thing. I know Xanus inside and out. I know everything about the book. I wrote it. I don't want you making drastic changes to my fucking story, Peter. You can ruin my story. You're going to piss off a lot of fans, man, if you do that. Because if you have the ancestors appear in physical form in the end war, now you're taking away the spotlight from Tactius and Eretad, and you now ruin the story. Because the ancestors don't appear in physical form. Obviously. No, sorry, they can appear in physical form, obviously, but when they appear in physical form, they're spirit beings. They're not really in physical form. Were they in physical form before? I don't want to spoil stories. Even when you read the book, I won't spoil the plot for you. Yeah, you're going to end up contradicting the plot when you read Walking with the Ancestors. That ties into the plot. You're gonna contradict the plot, Peter. I don't want them appearing in physical form. It's about Tactius and Eratan and Ephesus. It's not about them, and for fool, it's not about the ancestors. Samsara? Yeah, I should just say, yeah, I will take away the spotlight from Tactius. Yes, Peter. Samsara? Samsara? So there is quite a bit of biblical symbolism in your story. Oh yeah. Tactius saves the Saladins from the devils. From the devils in the south, obviously, which is symbolism of like heaven and hell, and they got to live with him in his holy heavenly kingdom. Just like Jesus saves those when he dies on the cross from Satan's grasp in hell, and they get to live with him in heaven, in his heavenly kingdom in heaven. Yeah, that's a symbolism in the Bible. Tactius, the prince from the north, comes down to the south, just like Jesus came from his from his heavenly kingdom in heaven down to earth as a baby, and he humbled himself, and he was a carpenter, and he suffered in his life. And Takis comes to the south. He takes on a fake identity, and he gets thrown in a dungeon. No one believes he's the Prince of Xanus. You get some symbolism there with that, with Jesus humbling himself. Even though Takis is not really humble, he's a cocky, arrogant prince. He did humble himself and took on a fake identity. Yeah, he took on the role of a servant. He worked for Eli. Did chores for him, man. Yeah. And when he claims to be the Prince of Xanus, nobody believes him, and they throw him in a dungeon. Jesus claims to be the Son of God, and claims to be from the heavens, and nobody believes him, and they put him to death. They arrest Jesus, just like they arrest Takis. That's the symbolism there. And Lithia has the only one who has the faith, just like the disciples had the faith. Some of them had the faith in Jesus. Yeah. Sometimes you get some symbolism there. Yeah. Ivan, Lithia is the only one who believed. Yes, when you read the book, as you guys read in that passage when she's talking to Belle, listen, Belle, they told me, I'm paraphrasing, they told me everything and I believe them. Yeah, Lithia believes what Taki is telling her is true. I believe this man to be the Prince of Xanus. And then Belle is like, Lit, that's crazy speech. No worries the heir of Xanus wandering in these parts. We're in the south, man. What the fuck is the Prince of Xanus doing here in the south? They can't believe it. That's why you always get that reaction, that cannot be, that cannot be. That cannot be. Blasphemy. Yeah. If a random northern comes to the south, the southerns are already shocked. Yet alone the Prince of Xanus, like, they can't believe he's the Prince of Xanus. Because Takis claimed to be this random guy from the south, a farmer from Cyrus, and all of a sudden he claims to be the Prince of Xanus. They don't believe it, man. Eli doesn't believe it. He seizes him and throws him in the dungeon. Even if Takis gives good evidence, Eli seizes Takis and throws him in the dungeon. He doesn't believe. That's why his cousins, Tacitus and Cassius, had to convince Eli that Takis is the Prince of Xanus. As you read in the hostile crowd scene, obviously. This man is no imposter. He is Sir Prince Takis, son of royal blood, heir to the Xanian throne. That cannot be. That cannot be. Yeah. I remember this man. This is the man you locked in the dungeon, Eli, and his two friends fell on over them, deemed the same. Imposter! Thieves! I felt sick. I know. My book is sick. Bruce, this is where all the rings are. I know, Bruce, where all the rings. Masterpiece, man. Yeah. Yeah. Young man, does Eli speak the truth? Are you really the son from the north? The son of royal blood, the son of Takis the first? I am. And when he says I am, you get the whispers. That cannot be. That cannot be. He really is the prince? The last prince? The stories? The son of Takis the first? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sellers were shocked when Takis said that. What the fuck is the Prince of Xanus doing here? Yeah. And they're also shocked when they said Cassius is the general of the Xanus army. The general of the Xanus army? This man's for real, yeah. They can't believe it. But they're mainly shocked by Takis, because Takis, they asked him, young man, does Eli speak the truth? Are you really the son from the north, the son of royal blood, the son of Takis at first? He's like, I am. And they're shocked. What the fuck is this guy doing here? That's why Peter's a Ivan. You're looking at him now. He's like, Jesus, oh, when they're about to crucify him? I'm like, yeah, Peter. He's like, Ivan, you're looking at a match, man. This is what all the rings are. I know for you. No, Ivan, seriously, man. I enjoyed your book more in Jared Tony's Lord of the Rings. I know for you. No, Ivan, seriously, man. I enjoy your book more in Jared Tony's Lord of the Rings. I know for you. Lord of the Rings. It's a masterpiece. Hey, Mr. Guys, I'm going to go upstairs and get my tea. Back in a sec. Who guys doing this show? Alrighty, guys, I'm back. Well, I'm supposed to get my tea. Drinking tea with milk. Ivan, do you prefer tea with milk or without milk? It depends what kind of tea it is. If it's regular tea, I prefer to have it with milk. But the fruit tea, like the strawberry, the mint, and all stuff, I prefer to have that without milk. Those teas are really good, like the strawberry with lemon, tea with lemon, strawberry, blueberry. That's really good. I'm more of a coffee guy. I prefer coffee over tea, but tea is really good too, obviously. I'm drinking tea right now. I'm not drinking coffee. This is good tea. Oh, I work tomorrow alone on a Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, but Ivan, if Tactius what? If Tactius if Tactius came from the north, wouldn't Eli recognize him from his clothes and his weapons and everything? No, because Tactius hid his sword. His sword was hidden under his blanket. And when you read the 22 years later chapter, Tactius puts on regular clothes. He doesn't put on like the northern armor and all that stuff. He wears like this hooded robe when you read in that passage. Yeah, he wore like regular clothing. Whereas Tacitonius and Cassius, when they arrived to Sapphius, they had their swords in their hands, in their sheaths. Hence why everyone knew they were Northerns. Whereas Tactius, when he arrived to Sapphius, he hid his sword and he wore regular clothing. He didn't wear his armor, his armor and all that stuff. He just wore regular clothes. That's why Eli couldn't know, right? He didn't know, obviously. He was ignorant. Yeah. Remember when you read in the beginning of the chapter, Tactius wearing his hooded robe, trying to blend in as best possible. Yeah, he was trying to blend in. So when Eli saw Tactius, he looked like an ordinary man who's a farmer. But I told you, Mary is a bit curious about Tactius. I won't spoil so for you. Yeah. The Tactius bring money with him. Yeah, when he leaves the walls, he brings a little bit of money with him. I don't know, maybe he probably brings a good maybe, I don't know, $7,000, $5,000 worth of money he brings. Silver coins, right? Yeah. The money the Zanes have are silver coins. That's all I say in the book. That's the only clue you get about the money. Tactius has silver coins as he gives Sirius a bit of money. Obviously. And when Papyri wants to buy flowers for Belle, Tactius gives him money in Lithia chapter when you read it. Obviously. And remember in the scene with Eli, he's like, how much? And Papyri's like, psst, Tactius, Colonius. I changed it to Colonius. They can't know that you're rich. Yeah, they'll become suspicious. And he's like, no need to pay anything. I have free rooms for all you guys. In exchange, you have to do chores. That's why Tactius ends up working for Eli, and he hates doing chores. That's why he's like, go away. Excuse me? Right, as well as my Syrian fans, it's time for chores. Oh, what time is it? It is time for chores. Go away. Excuse me? Alright, that was funny. I know, I can say. Bruce, I've been like, this is Lord of the Rings? Oh, I know, Bruce, Lord of the Rings. Yeah. He works for Eli, I know. Then he's humbled, a little bit humbled, but yeah, he's annoyed being the farmer boy. I've been looking at a map, because I don't pretty much look at seconds. Yeah, it's Lord of the Rings. Yeah. So, Ivan, how old is Tactius in the book? He's 30 years old. Yeah, that's why you also get Jesus symbolism too, obviously. Yeah, Jesus starts his ministry when he's 30 years old. According to history, supposedly, right? Yeah. Tactius is 30 years old. And Tacitonius is like 32 and a half, 33. There's some places I say Tacitonius is 2.5 years older. There's some places I say 3 years older, so you can... He's either 32 and a half or 33, Tacitonius. And Tactius is 30. He's 8 years old and young. Tactius, 22 years later, he's 30 years old. Sarah? Yeah, he's 30 years old, Tactius. Yeah. Yeah. So Taki's the first is an elderly man. Yeah, he is. He's very old. I won't spoil so for you. Eratat's old too. He's a veteran, old demonic being, obviously. And Takius the first is also an elderly man too. So in the movie, they're gonna make Idris Elba look a bit older. Think of that picture I showed you, except he has like a white beard. He looks a bit more older, Idris Elba. Yeah, As Taki's the first. Honestly. He's very old, Taki's the first. He's old. I won't spoil so for you. Yeah. Some center. The ancestors powerful, Ivan. Oh yeah, they're very powerful. You'll see when we read Volume 3. That's why I didn't show you Volume 3. I almost pulled sword for you, man. Otherwise, I would have. If I showed you Volume 3, you guys would know the whole story. And now you know what happens and how it would ruin the story for you. That's why I didn't show you Volume 3. I almost pulled sword for you. But the ancestors are very powerful. The ones in the north are powerful. The ones in the south are very powerful too. Who's more powerful? You'll see when we read the book. I almost pulled sword for you, man. That's why I didn't show you Volume 3. Yeah. All I'm going to say is that both sides are very powerful. Yeah. I think something like Gandalf for the answer, or something like that, right? Yeah. I'm thinking something like Gandalf the White, yeah, or something like that for the ancestors, right? Yeah. And the ring rates too for the ones in the south, the devils, yeah. Look at a masterpiece. Yeah. And there's none to eat upstairs. If there's no food to eat, I might just go get Subway again, but I don't want to spend more of my savings. Yeah. I'll be blowing like $300 in my savings this paycheck. Only because all my money went towards the bike. It drained all my money, hence why I have to touch a bit of my savings, obviously. But my next paycheck, I should hit close to 900, 1,000 because I get my government checks in July. I'm gonna put that money in my savings, my government checks that I get. Put it in my savings. I'm not gonna touch it. So I should be back to 900, 1,000 saved. Yeah. I got the bike over with. It's fixed. Now I can drive my bike. Even though it cost me a lot of money, it was worth it. I got it fixed. I don't have to walk to fucking work for the summer and fall, right? Yeah. I can drive my bike. Whereas wintertime, I have to walk, obviously. You can't drive an e-bike in the winter, right? Yeah. That's why Zane's is a masterpiece, man. That's not overrated. Yeah, man. It's an amazing story. The special book, man. A book with billions, too. That's why the gates want to control it, but zero. Why not books for me? Magic's not for you. Yeah. So either the gatekeepers are selfish, yeah, like you won't let me touch your money, and all of a sudden you want to touch my money. In other words, you're selfish. You want your full cake. Ivan can't touch a dime of my money, but when he writes his book, like we deserve to steal his money too. Like, no, you're not touching my money either, man. You won't let me touch your money. You said zero to me. You just should suck my dick when I apply to that Mobify job. You're not touching a dime off my book royalties either. These billions are for me, VJ. It's not for you. Even if I make 50, 100 billion, still pocket change to how much money the gatekeepers make. They make their trillions every year, man. Their tens of trillions every year. You're just a greedy pig. You want to steal my money and give me the peanuts when you also control my money, man. Yeah. You're never going to let me be a billionaire, man. The proof is VJ. She sold out. She's only worth $12 million. Which means you're reprobate and you're envious. You're never going to let me be a billionaire. I'm not an idiot, man. You're going to dupe me too. That's why God gave me the keys. The way the gates don't dupe me, man. They don't steal my money. And yeah, that would mean we can be billionaires, multi-billionaires. So, Sarah? Yeah. The situation's so serious, even when I'm king, me and VJ can't touch a dime of the family's money. They're never going to let us touch a dime of their money. Because I mean, I don't know, the $12 billion off my book, $12.5 million off my book, me and VJ, that's enough money for me and VJ to never have to work again. We can pay our bills and we can easily start our own business, our own film studio. Scott's Entertainment. I'll put a good $330 million towards the Gran Turismo studio lot. A big building project. We buy our beautiful waterfront property of land, and then we build our buildings on the land, and a beautiful studio lot we're going to build in VJ. Chances are our studio lot will be outside Vancouver, because Vancouver doesn't really have much land for sale. But if there is a nice property in Vancouver, a nice waterfront property, I'm going to buy it, obviously. And I build my studio lot there, yeah. That's why I went away. And the reaction video, VJ's like, oh my god, this is so beautiful, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? This is such a beautiful studio lot. Oh my god, Ivan. We own all this. Yeah, we own all this, man. We own the fucking film studio, Ivan. Yeah, we're boss now. We own the big film studio, yeah. Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. Ivan, will it take getting used to being rich? Yeah, it will. Yeah. Obviously. Because I don't know what it's like to have a lot of money, man. I've been poor, man. Because the gatekeepers lock the doors to me, I don't know what it's like to have money and actually like pay my bills right. Like, yeah, I pay my cell phone bill and my insurance and my medication, but that's not really paying bills. Paying your cell phone bill is not really paying bills. The cell phones don't cost much. I only pay $60 a month for my cell phone, and I have my own my own Amazon Prime and Crave account, but that's only like 25, $10 a month. It's not really paying bills, right? Was once I make my billions off my book, I don't know, my $12,500 off my book, I'm now gonna build my own house, my own 5-bedroom house. I now have to pay my electricity bill, my water bill, my car payments, my gas, my groceries. I have to pay the bills for the company. I now know what it's like to actually pay my bills and live a great life, man. That's why God gave me the keys. That way I can live this amazing life. Because I'm the heir to the kingdom. The gatekeepers are not. The gatekeepers are not the heir to the kingdom. Yeah, they're not the true heirs. They didn't create this place. Me and Ouija did. And they what? They're not the true heirs. There you go. Yeah, because I'm the heir, God gave me the keys because I'm the heir to the kingdom. I can make my easy billions because I'm the heir. That's why God gave me Ouija the keys again. But Ouija's stupid. She got duped by the gates. She sold out and she has a shitty career. That's why she's crying every night to get her out because she got duped by the gates, VJ. She's fucking stupid. Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. This video will be long. I'll talk maybe 10 more minutes. I'm done, guys. An hour and 20 minutes is good enough. I'm tired. I don't feel like talking for longer. Yeah. They really gestured suck my dick. Yeah, they did. I remember I applied to the modified job. This is why I didn't really know the doors were locked. I mean, I was curious. I was willing to work like 5 days a week. I would have made like my $1,000 a week. And I only got like 3 shifts a month. And that's why I knew the doors were locked on me when I couldn't get those hours. I remember they gestured like, suck my dick. You're not touching a dime of my money. Yeah, and you're also not touching a dime off my book royalties either, man. The Xanus brand's money, you're not touching a dime off it. Zero. It's not your money, it's mine. Yeah, you won't let me touch your money, and all of a sudden you think you have the right to take mine. You're not touching my money. Zero. You're not touching my money. There you go. You're just a greedy pig, yeah. And if I had that kind of money in my bank and someone was God came here, I wouldn't make a big fuss over him making, I don't know, like 12, 14, 15, 12 minutes off his book. He's the heir to the kingdom. Let this guy make his money. But the gatekeepers are envious. They're crazy people. They lock the doors on me. They betrayed me, VJ. So wicked people. Yeah. And they're not touching a dime of my money, man. Zero. You said zero to me. You also said zero to VJ in Hollywood. You're not touching my money. You're gonna dupe me too if I sell. You're not gonna let me be a billionaire. I'm not an idiot, man. You have an envy. I'm stupid. VJ is the proof, man. You confirmed it for me, man. She has the keys to the game. She's only worth $12 million in Hollywood. And you think I'm gonna let you steal my money and give me peanuts? You're crazy. Zane's brand's mine. You're not touching my money. There you go. It's for me, VJ. It's not for you. The money's, Sarah. Off the book. Yeah. After this, I'm gonna apply to more jobs. Yeah. I might do a video where every night around like maybe 8, 9, 10 o'clock, I go over my book for maybe 45 minutes, and I vlog doing that. I film myself doing that. I have a coffee, I talk for a little bit, and you see me go over my book. I might do I might call it Ivan's go through of Xanus series. Ivan's go through series. Yeah. But it's gonna be a bit of a boring video. It's just me going over my book, but I'll speak a little bit here and there. I might maybe upload it. You guys might not watch the whole thing though, because it might be a bit boring, but I mean, anything on there is interesting, right? Yeah. I'll do my best to talk a little bit, that way it's more interesting, yeah. Yeah. Alright, so that's a symbolism in the Bible, how Satan became filled with jealousy and envy. Yeah, he thought he can take God's throne, and in doing so, God casts him out of heaven. Symbolism of the gatekeepers, they thought they can take my throne by locking all the doors on me, obviously, but God gave me the keys, which is unlimited power, the keys to the kingdom. And in doing this evil, obviously, and letting their envy take over, when I'm king, they're cast out, they're cut off, they're not saved, they're left behind. The gatekeepers, the families are left behind, they're not saved. They would have been saved, but they're fucking stupid people, man. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I couldn't let go of the envy, man. Like, you and VJ being together really pisses me off. You have to pay for that. At the same time, I'm envious. I don't want you being a multi-billionaire. Lock all doors on Ivan. That's why they lock the doors on VJ, because they envy our wealth too. They envy our genetics and our relationship. Hence why they caused the mess and made us pay. Or to make us pay. They made us pay. At the same time, they don't want us getting the genetic perks. Hence why they want me to sell. Because I know if I sell, me and VJ don't get the glowing beauty. We don't get the updated look. We don't stay young forever. We age. And I get a garbage region. We're trash like they're trash. We're not fresh. They want us to be trash and garbage. We don't get the genetic perks, and they also want to steal my money too at the same time, because they're what? They're crazy people. I'm not selling, man. You're gonna destroy my life. I don't want to share with the fucking world forever. You're crazy, man. With the garbage Victoria Justice, are you crazy? No way. I'm not accepting that curse deal some siren. Yeah. You know, I even set the whole thing up, man. Like, the only way for him and VJ to get the one beauty, they both have to be fresh. Which means if we separate them, we're not going to get them in going beauty. Yeah, so the whole thing is set up, man. Yeah. That's why I set the whole thing up. Yeah, even the guys in Hull, yeah, even though we bang VJ and shit happened behind the scenes, she keeps running away. Yeah, you got you fucking deserve it. And she's fucking garbage and trash and burn the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? And Ivan gets her fresh with the updated, hotter look with the glowing beauty. Yes, the whole thing is set up. And VJ gets the hotter Ivan too, with the glowing beauty and then the full-grown beard. The updated look too. VJ gets Ivan with the updated look. Well, those women did not get Ivan with the updated look. they got him veiled, and the men got BJ veiled with garbage and trash. And those women did not get Ivan with the full-grown beard. The woman in Hollywood won't have sex with him, Sarah. Yeah, that's why the whole thing is set up. He's not a genius. That's why Xanus will be the best fans ever, and it'll be the best movies ever made. Anyways, it was real, guys. I talked for an hour and 20 minutes. That's good enough. I'm fucking tired. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Stay tuned. I'll make a video tomorrow after my taunting ship tag over 40, and I might start my Ivan O'Mara go through series where I go over my volume 3, and I film myself going over it. Maybe later on tonight. So stay tuned perhaps for that video, guys. Anyways, here's what, guys. I'm saying, peace. I'm glad you enjoyed this show. Peace out, guys. Don't hate him, son.